Hello, family. I'm trying to rush and get ready to do this. Y'all bear with me 1 second. 1 second, family. Where is my chapstick? Hold on, y'all. And then we can get started. Here we go. All right, y'all. Hold on. I got Pastor Kelly in the background. So, let me see. Family. How y'all doing today? All right, let me check and see what I got in here. All right, what am I working with? Family. How are y'all doing? Blessings, family. So I'm gonna bring Pastor Kelly in just a second. I wanna do my I'm trying to set myself up, y'all. Come on, hold on. Y'all, this is actually last minute. I decided to do this. Come on in here, family. Come on in here. Now, y'all know me. Y'all know I'm gonna have to address what happened yesterday, right? I have to address it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna wait until everybody get in here. I need enough people in here so that I can address the behavior on my friend Berean's show yesterday. Y'all know I'm gonna take my time, right? Y'all know me. You know I have to address it. I love my brother Berean. God knows I do. Y'all got to excuse him on his behavior yesterday. So, come on in here. Come on in here, family. Come on in here. Y'all, I didn't watch all of it. I watched some of it. I haven't got a chance to talk to him. I haven't. But I said, let me address it. And y'all know that I do things. I'm not going to insult. I don't talk about people. Y'all, let's be careful in what we say. But I want to talk about the driving force behind some of this behavior. I'm going to address the behavior and then we'll go from there. It's interesting, and I'm gonna bring Pastor Kelly in here. Hello.
Hey, peace and blessings, sis. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
So, y'all, I'm a little perturbed about what I saw. Reason I'm bothered by what I saw yesterday is the whole point of a group of individuals that are portraying that they're trying to play innocent in this. And with this whole situation with the pews, and it's almost like a witch hunt. And the reason I say that it's a witch hunt, because they keep saying, where's Dr. Katz? Give us Majors. Majors is a liar. Kelly is a liar. And when I sat there, I said, look at all these liars on this platform calling other people liars. The interesting part about this, and I need to get my little notebook because I had to jot down everything that I was going to say today. The interesting part is, he who sins, what is it? Cast the first,
You without sin, cast the first stone.
Correct. Y'all, sorry, because I'm a little mad right now. That's why I can't get my words out. Because when we look at the behavior of that entire panel, and Berean screams liar, I've yet to hear him scream racist, because the same people that want us to check Majors have yet checked vocab. when vocab in fact was on a panel with Jay the producer, and even Jay, when vocab did the parody, even Jay the producer said, if I've offended you all, I apologize. Never once did vocab apologize, y'all. And then they checked us because we checked vocab by saying, oh, he's not a racist. Oh, no. It's offensive.
Oh, remember too, when that was called out about Jay, everyone gave
that's what I
Jay
said.
the
Jay
producer,
producer apologized.
we gave him props for doing that. We gave him respect for doing that because he made it clear that that was a wrong approach, doing parodies and how it offended people, not just among the Hebrew Israelite community, but he said other people within the Christian circle was offended. And so what vocab chose to do, instead of apologizing, he literally tells us that we should be happy that he's telling us not to drink. I'm not going to be graphic like he was, camel urine. Did not offer an apology. Even when he tried to say I offended him by using his name or something like that, and I said to him, "Okay, I'll take the video down." And he said, "Okay," but then when we asked him would he take his videos down to those parodies, he said no.
Yep. So they're standing here saying, "Give us Majors. Give us Majors. Majors is a liar. Kelly is a liar." I've been cussed out. Has anybody called him out? No. I've been insulted. Pastor Kelly has been insulted. Dante has been insulted. Yacoba. Everybody has been insulted. Nobody has made a public apology. But yet and still, they keep saying, "Give us Majors." You all, and family, why I'm doing this, and y'all know I'm trying to steer away from this and trying not to go to this place because one, I will not allow anybody to allow me to come out of my character. Period. I will never allow anybody to cause me to act in any way outside of the way I normally act. And with that being said, I have been respectful. And I've had instances where I've responded to something. But ultimately, I think all of us, me, Pastor Kelly, all of us have tried to be respectful as we could be. But I want to look at the first person that threw the stone to lead us to this point. See, I look at actions and not words. And let me talk to the people. I need to make sure I get my little paper because I don't want to miss a point. So you can start talking, Pastor Kelly. Let me go get my notebook real quick.
Yeah, and see what Sister E is going to do is she's going to go back to the very beginning of what triggered all of this, right? And I had no clue what was going on because I'm not on social media like that. I don't watch all the videos, because I got a lot going on. And she reached out to me and told me that Abu, or Faithful to God and Abu, made a video about me. And she was upset because I didn't even see the video. I didn't know. And then when I saw the video, and come to find out, they didn't just make one video. They had several videos that was out about me in regards to the pews. And mind you guys, during that time, and many of you guys already know, I was dealing with this situation with Pastor Dow. You guys could go into my channel and you'll see the playlist about that. Him cursing and insulting me, insulting my family. He really, did a lot to put a lot of, just really insulting me. And Sister, I tell you, some of you guys are already familiar with that. So I was dealing with that situation. And then at that same time, in that time frame, within 6 months, I lost the patriarch of my family and the matriarch of my family, right? Bishop Dr. James, James Carr, yeah. I'm about to say James Wesley Carr, but Jerry Carr, rather, right? James Wesley Carr is my great uncle from that pastored the church down in Savannah, Georgia. And also my grandmother, Maddie Het. So I lost them all at that same time. And little did I know that this what was going on. And Sister, you can vouch for it, that they have meetings, they have gatherings on how they're going to systematically and strategically attack us. So I was dealing with that situation and I was keeping quiet on that situation. And then that's when Sister E brought it to my attention about the video, and come to find out it wasn't just one video, it was several videos. And then when I saw the video, right? And in the video, he's literally trying to pick apart me pointing at the window arrangement, stating how the arrangements are, and things that he had no clue about. So make a long story short, in this video, they was given the impression that I was making this stuff up, trying to force Hebrew on the church itself, right? Which that was not the case. They were basically trying to bring in this illiterate narrative as well. So when Sister E brought it to my attention, and Sister E, I'll let you take over, but when she brought it to my attention, and the video that you guys see, when you see the video that they broadcasted a lot, I had on a T-shirt with a V-neck, right? Yep. And normally I try to at least look presentable to everyone. Yep. And in that video, when I saw how I was looking, because when you work corporate America, it'll tell you, even when you're dealing with emails, right? Somebody may get you upset. The first rule of thumb is, when you type up an email, right, while you're angry, walk away from it. Don't send it out yet. Because if you send it out, and she'll tell you, I would normally say this to her, right? Yep, and don't send it out, go back, walk away from it, and then come back to it, and then take a look at it, and reread it before you send it out. Proofread it. And then 9 times out of 10, you'll see that, man, I didn't want to say things this way. I didn't want to say things that way. So I went on and just, but when I saw myself in that video, I was like, man, I didn't like my appearance in that video. And so I asked you to take it down because I didn't like the appearance. And I literally said, I know they're going to take that and run with it to paint this image of me, because of that T-shirt, wearing that T-shirt.
Correct. And I'm the type of person, pay attention to patterns, family. Don't pay attention to one action. Pay attention to patterns. Ask yourself this question: how many times have I taken videos down? Usually when I do a video, it sticks, because I understand the world of IT. I understand that once you put something online, it's there for good. Regardless if you want to take it down or not, it's there. And I know how people rip videos, and also whatever I say online, I mean it. There's no need to take it down. I took one video down is because I needed to edit it. And it was because, one way or another, I still didn't put it back up, but I really do need to put it up. But consistently, I've always made sure videos have been up, constant. Now, when you look at their behavior, when they do videos and something doesn't come out right, they take it down. How many times have we seen them take videos down? Constantly. You probably have seen me, like I said, that one time. And when he asked me to take the video down, the video had been up for a couple of months, right or wrong.
That's right.
It had been up for a couple of months. So if I had something to hide, I would have took it down as soon as I put it up. The video stayed up there for a while, family. So when Berean said, she took the video down, I said, wait a minute, hold on. That video was up for a couple of months. I didn't, and I don't know, he may not have meant it in any kind of way, but when he said it, I said, he knows me. He knows that whatever I say, I mean it. I don't play games like that. The rest of them, they put videos up and take it down. I don't do that, because I'm the type of person that if I say something, I mean it. I don't hide my words. I don't have a reason to. And I try to be very transparent with people, very much so. So to call that out like it's a character flaw, that's a habit that all of them have across the board. Every single one of them. I can tell you they took videos down and put them up. So for them to insinuate that I took a video down because I have something to hide, come on, saints, y'all know me. Y'all know me. Y'all know I don't have a problem about telling people who they are, plain and simple. So I wanted to clear that up, and I got one more thing, and I need to make a note of one more thing I want to clear up because it was interesting that the thieves in the temple was on the panel yesterday and was just, I mean, just glorifying Berean. Just Berean, you're so amazing, Cherry. Yet, well, I ain't gonna say she says amazing, but she was just my brother Berean. When 2 months ago, when she did a live and said, "I hope that he has a heart attack and he'll have a heart attack and die in front of everybody on a live." She talked about that, him having a heart attack and speaking death over this man, calling him buttery Berean, calling him all types of names. And she's up on the panel playing, "Oh, Berean, if you want me to talk about doctrine." What? So you're going to invite Judas back on your panel again? Okay. Because the last time I checked, the reason Sunday Seminary is no more is because of the actions of her and her goons. Let's be real, family. Sunday Seminary was hot and heavy. And because what they did, and I decided to say, I'm done, and I was like, I'm walking away, it was because of what she did. It's people within Sunday Seminary that are mad at her because she did what she did, and a brand allowed her to do it. So he's going to let that Judas back on his panel. To each his own. You better watch it because a snake will bite back at any point in time. She's trying to get that shine, but that's neither here nor there. Because again, she needs to pray and get saved. So let's talk about the information itself. So when initially, and let me slow walk y'all through this, so make sure I don't miss nothing, Pastor Kelly. When last year I was doing a live for Sunday, I think it wasn't Sunday, it was Sunday Seminary. I got a message from someone about a video that Faithful to God put up. Faithful to God put a video up that Abu did. And in the video, it was the video that Pastor Kelly was speaking of. Now, when I saw the video, the main part that was so concerning to me was they have this man's picture on the screen and nobody reached out to him. They have this man's information about his family church and nobody decided to speak to him. So the first shot was blown by them. We were minding our own business. Pastor Kelly went to his family church, decided to do a live about some of the findings within the church. And if you look at the past history of that church, at one time, they did have cursive Hebrew in the information, as far as the description of the pews, and also the video that was embedded in the website of the church said cursive Hebrew. So with that being said, he did a live about it. But instead of, Pastor Kelly did a live. So what they did, Abu and Faithful, was what they did with this whole incident of posting the video that Abu did. Now, Abu did a video where he broke down what he thought was on the pews, that he thought that Pastor Kelly was in error, and posted it. Well, guess what? Abu doesn't have that many followers. So guess what they did? They took that video and posted it on Faithful to God's page. That right there made me livid, because at that time, if you remember, y'all, I was really trying to get the UA community and the Israelite community to come together and talk. At that time, it was a lot going on, and it was a lot going on with Sunday Seminary. So with that being said, I was livid because I said, here we go with this foolishness, because the attacks had already started. So I called Pastor Kelly and I said, look, there's a video out on Faithful's page and it deals with the pews. You want to do a live so you can state your point. That was the purpose. See, they want us to get smacked and then just take it. No, provide your insight and your point. And in the video, I called out they're wrong for what they did, because they could have easily reached out to either one of us. So guess what? Right after I did the video, guess who called me? Or no.
So, and real quick, Sissy, and remember when we did the video, because that's me finding out they also had other videos out there. So what many people don't know, Abu will have videos initially on his channel, and then he'll take it and put it onto Faithful to God's channel, and then basically let that go through the run of the mill and sift it out, and then from there they'll put it on Vocab's channel.
Yep.
So at that time, I discovered not only the video that Faithful put up, but there was 3 videos total on Abu's channel.
Yep.
And it was talking about the pews, the very things that I got videos on. And I can share my screen to show some of those clips of what the people actually said in the advertisement, from cursive Hebrew to the website stating that it's cursive Hebrew. And also me going down there several times and they telling me that they had scholars come in and take a look at those pews, because they were trying to paint this picture like I was making it up. And remember, the reason why we were upset is because we knew the angle that they were going to try to make it out to be, try to lump this into their attack on the camps and try to group all of this in and try to make the association that we're trying to force a narrative on people. And that video actually that they took was when I got a phone call, and I'm not going to mention the person's name, telling me that they changed the information on the website to Arabic. And mind you guys, if you guys don't understand, I live in Virginia. Savannah, Georgia is not just a down the street drive. You're talking an 8-hour drive. So I got a call. And so I rushed down there so that way I can talk to the people, because I got called to come in and talk to them, because it was more people that was upset about the sudden shift. Yep. And when I got down there, the person, I'm not mentioning any names, thought it was changed to Aramaic. He said he was told that it was going to be changed to Aramaic, and then finding out it was Arabic. And I'm not going to get into the stuff behind the scene, because that's none of the business. I'm not going to put it out there like that. Nevertheless, when you saw me making that video, what I was saying is for the people to start going down and visit this church, because if you don't visit it, it's easy to change stuff. Because every time I'm going down, I've been down there at least 8 times, at least. That's why you notice every time you see videos about me, I have on different clothing. I got plenty of pictures of the pews. I got not just the pews. I could tell you about the building, because I've been all through the building. I inspected all of the building, right? But nevertheless, so that's what happened. And so I went there twice, right? Because they said that they was going to change it to Aramaic, but it didn't get changed. So I went back down there, and when I went down there, the video that they actually see is the video that when me and my wife went down there. And she, I'm not going to put my wife in there, but others heard the conversation. It wasn't just me, but I had witnesses sitting in the office, right? So that's the backdrop of it. It wasn't me just saying something off of impulse. It was others within there sharing their concerns with me and asking me to come down there to to really push for them not to make this change, because they didn't, because they understood the impact of that. You know what I mean? And we understood that. I understood. It's like, man, I've been telling people about it. I even did that, included that as part of my Black Lives Matter message. It wasn't the message, but just giving breadcrumbs about history, about ourselves in this country that we just don't know about. So I just thought I'd share that there, because when you see the videos that they're sharing, for example, when they talk about the window arrangements, I have the video and they know it, that's on the tour guide is actually explaining the windows being in the parallel to Hebrew, ancient Hebrew, because many don't know ancient Hebrew, or Hebrew is read from right to left, top to bottom. So the windows arrangements was right to left, top to bottom, and so my uncle was on the second window at the bottom where I was standing at in the end. So I just thought I'd put that out there just to give them a sample of what was in the video. And I even played that video and they still was running with this narrative as if I was making this up, didn't understand recognition of letters and all this other stuff. And Abu, right, just doing just the commentary is very insulting, like I'm, like degrading. It's like, wait a minute, what is he talking about? And that was the thing that I even shared, like with you, and you already know. It's like, man, if you wanted to ask me questions, you could have reached out to me. You don't make a video, not one video, but several videos, and then you expect me to come and have dialogue with you after you made several videos degrading, like you're correcting me about something that I didn't make it up. And they was giving this impression that I made this stuff up.
Correct. And that's the sad part. And y'all, I will say this, please, let's be respectful in the chat. Because I want to make sure our conduct is in order, because we know that we've received multiple disrespectful remarks. They've insulted us in other chats by calling people clowns and calling people, we got to stop that. Let's ensure that our witness is in good standings. And that's something that I think all of us have got to get to the place to allow them to do what they're doing. But I was always taught actions speak louder than words. And the reason I said that, and I'm gonna finish the point of giving you all kind of like a walk down memory lane, pretty much. Abu is great with words, but I was always taught, look at what someone does and not what someone says. When I looked at his actions, it didn't speak to the things that he was saying. He'll say something very much so respectfully. He loves to do that. But ask yourself this question, family. Was everything done respectfully on his side at the beginning? Think about it. It's just like somebody smacking me in my face and then say, oh, I love you. Your action speaks louder than words. And that's the whole premise of why we're here right now. I'm gonna push this up a little bit because I want everybody to make sure they hear everything I'm saying. So going back to where we talked about the video, and I did my video. And in the video, we kind of was checking them in their behavior. And I'm sorry, y'all, this glare. Their behavior. We checked them on their behavior because they did a video about his family and nobody thought about reaching out to any of us. Now, keep in mind, at that time, I was on Berean's panel. And if Faithful, because keep in mind, Faithful put it on his page, they could have found me and said, hey, Sister E, I know you know Pastor Kelly, because everybody knew that I knew Pastor Kelly. I know he did a video about his family church. I want to talk to him because I have some issues, or I have some questions, or I don't agree with him on his stance about what's on the pews. That would have been the correct way of doing it. But guess what they did? Went and created a video. And I brought it to Berean's attention because Berean and all of them was like, why would you create a video? Why wouldn't I? They did it. You checking me because I'm checking them on their behavior. Berean, now come on now. You can't let them smack us in our face and then we stand there and say, that's fine. We're not going to smack you back. We gotta hold both sides accountable. Just like you screaming liar, let's call vocab the racist that he is. And let's deal with the fact of the racist things that community has done towards us, which has ultimately led to Dante's list. Now,
can I say something real quick, Sister E? Just to address something right here. I'm not going to mention the person's name, but he said, please, no personal drama, just share your research information and agree to disagree in peace. We've always been in peace.
Correct.
And the issue is, for me, is you don't make videos about a person, slap the person in the mouth, and then ask them, let's talk, or ask them if they're okay. If it was, I've always been open with my information, even when what I stated was, hey, if he would have reached out, and I'll let Sister E get to that portion where she was setting up, I wouldn't have had a problem with talking. And I have messages, because Sister E can attest that I didn't even know I was talking to Faithful to God in the chat, him and BK Apologist, and was very cordial.
Oh, you're jumping ahead. You're jumping
Okay,
ahead.
all right, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll
You're
stop.
jumping
Okay.
ahead. So
All right, I'll
keep
stop. But
talking.
I just wanted to just make it clear that, through this whole thing, I was always respectful. And what they would do is they'll take, like, for even like a few months ago, before I even respond, I said, you know what, I'm through with this thing. I'm just going to continue to focus on ministry. And they started making videos, even with me saying that I'm through with this, and saying almost like, hey, you're going to talk to us. So I just wanted to just give clarity right there to that the person that posted that, you know, I don't have a problem with sharing information. I don't have a problem with talking, but I do have a problem when you blatantly disrespect someone, especially the way that they handled it. And then in the end, you think that I should sit down and talk to someone who insulted me and made it clear that they don't believe in apologies. I'm sorry, Sister.
Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Keep talking because I'm trying to find my little thing.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I just want to make it clear that they don't believe in apologies. They don't believe in any of those things. And again, I made it a point, and actually for almost a year, I didn't even respond to them. I made no responses, no replies. But it began to bubble and bubble and bubble with them and the stuff that they did. I didn't even realize how many videos they did of me. Guys, between Vocab Malone, Faithful to God, and Abu, they have almost 40 videos of me now. And I didn't know that until it was brought to my attention. You can check it out.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to each one of their channels and see count how many videos that they have of me. Start with just those three. But if you want to include the other ones, the other people using my full name, using images of me, and insulting me and just recycling. They have almost 40 videos of me. Now, if you go on just my channel alone, you're going to see maybe 4 videos and it's more so me responding, and I still kept it in a respectful way. Wasn't me taking any going personal on them. And for me, about the pews, the church is not it to others. They may not look at it as they may look at it like, hey, it's just pews. For me, it's personal because not just me, it should be personal to all of us because at that time, all our families, I believe, was connected to that church because they had thousands of people, slaves coming from far and near attending this facility. I'm just saying my uncle pastored this church. So for me, it wasn't, they looking at it like, hey, it's just a debatable thing. For me, it's like, wait a minute, I don't have to answer to you after you done insulted me. And then you want me to come and try to prove myself to you. No, I don't have to do that.
Yep.
All right, Sophie.
So with that being said, because I'm trying to see if I can chop this up so I can do it, but I'm gonna go ahead and just go ahead and show the screen. But when everything happened and we did the video, I messaged Faithful to God. And Faithful to God said, Sister E, call me and we can talk. I said, okay. So with that being said, I still had the attitude of we can talk because, again, this shouldn't be something that we do publicly when we're talking about things like this, unless we're going to sit down and have a nice panel discussion and allow the other side to speak on their behalf. Now, these are the games that they play, family. And you're going to see even more when I get done talking about this. So when I called Faithful to God, now we talked on my cell phone. We didn't talk over Messenger. We had cell phone numbers. We had a conversation, and I told Faithful to God that I think it was very disrespectful and out of order. And he said, I recorded the conversation. I really don't care. It was out of order and it was disrespectful for you to do a video on your page without having a conversation with this man about his history. I don't care what you think about him. That's the most decent thing that you can do. But you know what he did? He argued me down to let me see that pretty much his conduct was right. So I said, let's do this. I said, let's come on my channel and let's have a conversation, all of us, to have a discussion about the pews. These were the words of Faithful. No, I'm not coming on your channel. Let's come on my channel. That's where I was like, oh, no, 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 no. We already know your behavior, Faithful. When people come on your channel, you get muted, you get kicked out, you get booted out if he doesn't agree. We already know Faithful's tactics. And I'd already watched Faithful and watched how he moved. And I was like, oh, no, we'll never come on your grounds to do that.
And remember, about 4 or 5 months prior, we dealt with somebody by the name of Dude Dirt and all of that. That was basically
Disrespectful.
being disrespectful
Yeah.
on my
Right.
Facebook channel.
Yep. So with that being said, we kept going back and forth. We kept going back and forth. And I later found out from him that he said that I wasn't going to come. And he said here recently, I wasn't going to come on Sister E's channel because I wasn't going to help her increase her subs. First and foremost, Faithful, I never need your help on that. So let's let that be known. That's a message straight to him. But he wouldn't come on the channel. So he proceeded to say, well, let's just have a private phone conversation. Me, you, Pastor Kelly, and Abu. And I was like, if you did this on a public forum, let's do this. Let's finish this on a public forum. And he was like, see, that's what I'm talking about. Trying to twist the words around, family. You know, if you're about the information, why are we going to do it on a public forum? You already started it. Let's finish it there. Let's come to my channel and let's have a conversation. I said, I'm not coming on your channel. Now, this is between me and Faithful. So we ended it there and said, we're going to have another conversation and we're going to pull Abu in. So the next day, Abu is on the phone conversation with us. And in the conversation, Abu says, yes, I did the video, Sister E. I said, Abu, I have a problem with that. I said, if you really, 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 really wanted to know about the information, you could have reached out to him. Because his point was, you know, I saw some indiscrepancies. I saw some things that I wasn't in agreement with. I just, you know, I guess he was compelled to do an exposed video. And I'm like, well, how can you do it? And he didn't say that, and I'm just saying, I'm paraphrasing. But I'm looking like, how do you do something like that and you don't reach out to the source to figure out, oh, that's why you see Cursive Hebrew. Oh, that's the history. But no, they went straight into let's attack. And I thought that was very disingenuous and very disrespectful. Well, after talking to him, we proceeded to agree to do a live. And in fact, I accepted his friend request on Let's Talk with Sister E. And the interesting part, he did say in the body, I would like to talk about this over the Facebook forum for Let's Talk with Sister E. But at the end of the day, when we got done talking, the final decision point was Abu agreed to come on the channel, which I told him that we would be very respectful. And I said, even if they're uncomfortable, I will pull Father G in. And everybody knows that I will pull Father G in fast to be the mediator or the moderator. So won't anyone feel uncomfortable? I've said that numerous times with those type of delicate conversations, and they don't feel like Sister E is attacking and Sister E is being out of order. I'll bring someone in that doesn't care either or. And I had a conversation to say I'll possibly bring him in. Now, prior to that, I had a conversation to bring other people on the panel to have a conversation as well. So at the end of the discussion, Abu agreed and said, okay, yeah, I'll come on. Let's talk with Sister E. I said, well, let's do this. I said, let me follow up with Pastor Kelly and find out what day is good for you. And we ended the conversation with that. Now, let me show y'all the message. I got to show. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I'm trying to find a way because I don't want to show this one little part to this message. Hold on. Talk to him while I get this other part together because I don't want to see the other part of this message because it's going to lead into my other part of my conversation. So Pastor, okay. Keep them. Let me see. Talk to them.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, what as she pointed out, you know, she was basically setting up for us to have just engage each other, you know, just to talk about it. And I was open to doing it at that time. You know, of course, I had calmed down by then because I was really offended by their angle, their approach, and I already knew what, you know, in my mind, I already knew what they were going to do based upon what I've seen them do prior, you know, and so I didn't, you know, so I knew that all they wanted to do was use this as a means to, in their mind, exposing people. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is my family history, and you want me to come and talk to you about my family history. But even then, when Sister E, we talked about it, and so we just agreed that we'll have a discussion, and she was going to be the mediator. We was going to have it on her platform and so forth. So, that's how things went. That's how things started. And prior to that, and the reason why I was very hesitant, and the reason why I did the video where you see me with the T-shirt on, it was because I was upset. I was at the height of what was going on because I just found out, and I saw the videos and I saw how they were, insulting me, And so when I brought up the term legal, when I brought the legal discussion into it, I said, if these guys not careful, they could be getting into the legal aspect and they could get sued, right? Because guys, you have to understand, and most of these guys don't understand, when you're uh, using somebody's legal name, when you're using images of them, and when you're saying stuff like he can't read Hebrew inside a thumbnail, and don't have a clue about what I can do. But that, they're doing all these different things. And yes, I can read Hebrew, the ancient letters, the Syriac block letters. I can say it from the ancient perspective, or if you want me to use the Israeli language, I can read both of them. That's not a problem. But the way the narrative that they were painting is as if I can't read Hebrew, and so, hey guys, and sister, if you don't mind me to say this, there's a person by the name of Myra Edwards that's in there just being insulting. I was saying I've been exposed, but Myra Edwards is someone that knew the situation that was going on with Dow's, and he was really cool. I thought he was cool with me because he encouraged me with the Dow situation. And what began to happen, what seemed to happen is this: when people walk away, so to speak, from supposedly being Hebrew Israelites, all of a sudden they want to
Correct.
become disrespectful, and all of a sudden he began to be disrespectful to me on Facebook, saying that I'm lying and I'm deceiving the people
Wow.
because I'm teaching the laws, and I'm like, wait a minute, man, where
Wow.
is this coming from? I got the screen prints of him encouraging me and telling me how he enjoyed and respected how I handled the Dow situation very respectfully. But then what he does is, right, he jumps on the live and call himself calling me out, challenging me. And when I went to there, because normally I don't jump in lives like that, I went into his live. Of course, he wouldn't let me get on there. You know the routine. He wouldn't let me come
Yeah.
on. And so I just typed in, I said, it's sad that I thought we were cool with each other. I said, you encouraged me with the whole Dow situation, and now you're being insulting. You're assaulting me now, you know. And I literally just typed in a very respectful comment to him and said, you know how to reach me offline. And I just left it at that. And of course, I blocked him on Facebook, and that's kind of like the never ending narrative. It seemed like, once people, I guess, whatever area that they get into, some of them come at me like I did something wrong to them. So these
Yeah.
things are countless. So I just wanted to put that there, that guy, that's who he is. If you go to the Dow videos, you'll see him all through the Dow videos giving me respect, saying he thanked me for taking the high road and how I handled that whole situation. And now he's been insulting to me. All of a sudden now he wants to jump on this, attack all the Hebrew Israelites.
Okay.
I just thought I'd give everyone a little history on that person that keeps popping up, and now all of a sudden he's jumping on everyone's bandwagon per se, being rude and nasty. And I never disrespected him, not one time.
And that's interesting because that's well, I'm gonna just have to show it from right here, and I hope everybody can see it. I just didn't want anybody's. Well, you know what? Maybe I can hide it. Maybe I can. I'm gonna just have to show the page itself. Um, we're gonna go through it, and y'all don't block him. I will say that much. Don't block him because we don't. I'm not going to allow people to make me be afraid of what I got to say. And this is just a fear tactic, people. This is a fear tactic to make us shut up. That's the goal. And we have to not allow people to make us afraid. So if he has something he needs to say, let him state his piece, as long as he's disrespectful. But I think it's very disingenuous when they attack us and call us clowns and we this and we're that. But at one time he patted you on the back saying, great job. And then because he has a personal issue with someone or a group of people in our community, he comes and attacks every single one of us. But that's the nature of the beast. And that's just how it is. And I just keep it moving. I just hope that he heals eventually. Okay, so moving on to the message. Let me see. So I'm going to go straight to the conversation. Now, let's go back. Now, I did say that we had a conversation with a boo. I had a conversation with a boo on the phone. And the end of the conversation was, all right, let's settle this on a live. I will talk to Pastor Kelly and get a date that's good with him. And I will follow up with you so that we can be able to go ahead and do this. That was the last conversation. Now, with that being said, here's the conversation, family. And y'all gonna have to just see the whole thing. That's what I'm mad about. I don't want you to see the whole thing. But you're gonna have to. So here's how the conversation started with a boo. Now, boo makes it seem as if we're being disingenuous. And we're really not. We try our best to kind of interact with people, and I tried my best at one time as well. I sent him an email saying, boo, this is my email. And after that, he said, sorry, he was just seeing that. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. He said sorry because he couldn't see, the message. Well, he sent me his email. And if you read it, and I'm going to leave it up here, he talks about, Mike told me that the two of you had a conversation last night. I'm not sure if he was able to clarify my position, which may or may not reflect his varying degrees. I'm willing to answer any questions you may have where here or in Let's Talk with Sister E's forum. Now, I had accepted his invite into Let's Talk with Sister E's forum right here. And I said, great. Now, you see, I'm being very cordial. Great talk with you. Great talking with you. And that's what I said to him. Well, it led to this. He talks about, likewise, I look forward to conversing and or corresponding with you and Pastor Richardson more in the near future. Also, thank you for the friend request. So with that being said, I know I kind of ran through that real quick, but what he was ultimately saying, y'all, was, thank you for accepting me and Let's Talk with Sister E's forum. And he said he wanted to correspond over the forum. I told him, if you look down here in the conversation, we had the phone conversation after he did all that, hey, let's talk over a live, me and you. This is the conversation that we had on the phone with Faithful to God. That was the conversation we had. And the boo, don't lie. We had that conversation. And we agreed on it. And he said it. So in it, I said, hey, I spoke with Pastor Kelly. Now, this is after we made the agreement that we were going to do something live on my forum. And we made the decision to say, hey, we can do this, but let me follow up with Pastor Kelly to see what date is good with him. So with that being,
they just highlight the date for them, because if they go to my channel and they see the dates, they'll see that that's right in the same time. This is happening parallel to the Dow situation. I just want to point that out.
So I told him, I said, spoke with Pastor Kelly, and he is good with doing the show on Let's Talk with Sister E. I will invite, and I named some people I was going to invite because I did not want him to be alone on it. And if anybody knows me, I make sure that they have plenty people of supporting them. And I left him that message, 10/11/2019. Spoke with Pastor Kelly. He's good with doing the show. And I told him who I was going to invite. How does October 26th sound to you? If y'all notice, there was no response from him at all, period. No response. Now, he was talking to me up here, but he wouldn't respond down here. He just looked at the message. Because if you notice right here, that's the indicator that he looked at the message. And right here it says, seen by Abu, December 6th. So let me go right here. This was seen by Abu. Yeah, it was seen by Abu by December 6th. So he saw the message. Abu saw the whole message. Did he respond? Did I
And
get
look
him?
how much longer later it took for him to respond too.
Yeah.
I mean, to look at it.
Well, wait a minute. It says right here, seen by Abu. He saw this much earlier because it
Yeah,
says
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
he must have went back to see it. Y'all, he gonna go back and say, no, he didn't see it. Abu saw it. Abu saw it because I showed it on the video with Berean. But he's gonna go back and lie. Y'all be prepared for the lie that's coming. Because this updates if somebody goes out there and relooks at it again. Wait for the lie, because he did look at it. So with that being said, I left him this message.
Hello, Abu. I was calling to see, are you good with October 26th, the discussion with Pastor Kelly on the Georgia pews. I talked to him. He's good with the 26th.
Okay. So he said he was good with the 26th. So no response whatsoever. So all of a sudden, he leaves a message on Let's Talk with Sister E. Now, let's look at the message. Can you read it, Pastor Kelly, for a minute? Can you
Yes,
see it?
for those who do not know, I was the person who made 3 videos. You remember what I said when we discovered it was 3 videos? 3 videos on the Georgia pews last fall, which were later hosted on Faithful to God's YouTube account. Though originally on my own YouTube account, and it has his name there, I briefly got to speak to Miss E on the telephone, and it was my hope that we might have some sort of correspondence on the subject. At that time, at the time, I suggested this Facebook group might be a good forum for such a discussion. So I figured I would drop a post here sharing that I continue to be interested in corresponding with Pastor Richardson and others interested on the subject of the Georgia pews and Hebrew in general. An example, the proximity of modern Israeli Hebrew to ancient Hebrew and to Yiddish, and where Lashawan Quraysh falls within that spectrum. And I don't even know why they keep mentioning that with that, but I have no clue about that. But yeah.
So with that being said, now, right before we had this conversation, December, when me and Berean had the conversation, no, it's no Thanksgiving, before all this happened, Thanksgiving of 2019, I pointed that out to Faithful to God, because Faithful to God tried to insinuate, oh, you never tried to reach out to Abu. You never tried to reach out to Abu. And I was like, wait a minute. I reached out to Abu. And he said, no, you didn't. I showed Faithful to God. This was November of 2019. Look at this on my phone. And anybody who watched it, they can remember it. And I said, Faithful, do you see this message? I picked this phone up. I said, do you see this message, Abu? And Abu was like, yes, I see the message. I said, look at Abu's head on the actual messenger message itself. He saw the message. This is back, November 2019? So
Yep.
if y'all saw the 2020s, only because he went back out there just recently and looked at the message. Don't believe the hype. He knows he saw the message, and it was on Berean's live. And again, guess what? When I told Faithful that and he was confused, you know what Berean did? Took the video down because Faithful looked bad. Faithful looked bad. So with that being said, if you notice in the bottom of the message, it says, and I let him know, I said, hello, I sent you a couple of messages on Messenger a couple of months ago. Not sure if the guys are available right as a lot as of right now. That's what I meant. Ultimately, because a lot of us were getting ready to, do the holidays because Passover was coming. He said, understood. One of the benefits of correspondence is we won't have to be online at the time, and each participant can contribute a post to the correspondence when their schedule permits them to do so. So ultimately, what he was saying was he would rather talk on this forum. No, the agreement on the phone was let's talk over a live. That was the original agreement. That was the original conversation, but he never responded. Never responded to my message. Never said a word to my message, but decided to pop up on my Let's Talk with Sister E and respond there. That was the conversation. And again, what's so interesting is Berean will take a live down to protect them, but won't do that for us. He took that live down when I called Faithful to God out on it and caught him in his own lie. And guess what, Berean? Took the video down fast. And I said, why would you take the video down? Because Faithful got caught in his own words. Because I told him, I said, because what Faithful said was, Sister E, I got the recording of our conversation we had about the pews. And one of the things that you said was, you're going to reach out to me and Abu about doing a live. And I said, Faithful, I reached out. He said, no, you didn't. I showed him my phone and showed Abu's face next to each message to indicate that he had seen the message. And this was November 2019. Tell Berean to put the video up and tell him I said it. You want to do it like this? Put the video up. Show the inconsistencies. Stop taking videos down of them when they mess up, but then want to expose us and call us liars. Come on now, Berean, I love you, but you got to play right, and you got to play right.
And remember, Sister E, when we clicked on Abu's link and it took us to his Facebook channel, and he was just bragging about the video that Vocab is about to drop.
Yes.
The same video, the videos he did on his channel, and then moved it to Faithful to God's. And now the next day, Vocab was going to premiere the video there. And that's so it's like, I'm done. I have no words for them.
So if Berean wants to be honest, pull that video, Berean. Because Abu gonna say, I didn't read the message. No. Go back and pull that old video up and go to the very end of it, where Faithful to God got caught in his words back in November 2019, and show how Abu's face popped up at the end of each message as if he's seen the message. So let's do that. Let's be honest. Don't do us and then don't hold them accountable. So my point with that was, why would he do this unless he's trying to push something and he doesn't want to have conversation? He wants to push a narrative that doesn't include us to have that conversation. You get what I'm saying? Why would you put something on my group page when you could have easily reached out to me? Abu could have reached out to me on Messenger like I had reached out to him. He could have also called me. But when you're not trying to build and make sure that if there's some issues and some errors there, if you're not about that, and you're more about exposing and clicks and views and making people look bad, if you were not about that, you would have reached out to us. But if you are about that, that's what you're going to do. And that was the problem I had with the whole situation, was it was done incorrectly. I asked Berean, I said, Berean, that sound right. Well, Berean said, oh, well, that's what happens. Y'all banging, ain't it? What? I thought we was building. I'm confused. That's why I'm sitting here like, y'all, come on now. Let's talk about the honesty of what happened and why we're here. We should have had that conversation. If Abu was sincere about scholarship and sincere in trying to find out the truth behind the pews, he could have easily reached out to Faithful, and Faithful could have easily reached out to me. Because at that time, I wasn't hard to reach out to. Because his thing was, well, I didn't know how to get in touch with you. Faithful knows. Because if Faithful was truly genuine, he would have said, oh, okay, I know how to get in touch with her. But you know what Faithful did? He put the video on his page, because that's how they conduct themselves. That's typical them. So with that being said, I just wanted the family to see this is how we ended up here. And this is why we've all been kind of going. It's been kind of like somewhat of a YouTube war. That's what I look at it as. Because initially we wanted to come and build, and they didn't want to build. They wanted to bang. There's a big difference in building and banging. It was an olive branch extended a long time ago. Now let's talk about majors and all of us and calling us liars. Y'all want to call majors a liar, and y'all want us to throw majors to the wolves. But Has anybody told vocab to come out and apologize for his racist statement? No, his behavior is fine. Has anybody called Cherry out for cussing? That's just she's excited. She has Marin gives everybody an excuse. I love my brother, but sometimes he gives them too many excuses and want to hold us accountable. You mad at Majors, but what's confusing to me that you had already talked to Major, I think once since then. Am I right or am I wrong?
Absolutely. They actually had a conversation.
So
They had a discussion uh, about the phone, and Majors explained to him about the phone.
So Maria played like he ain't talked to Majors. He had talked to Majors. I don't know what was said, but I think they had already talked once since everything happened. So everybody's like, he needs to come clean. Oh, what's going on is people giving you that heat, and now you want to come at everybody. And I love him dearly, but he's going to have to stop doing that, because yet and still the very community that he's upholding now is the very community that turned their backs on him, insulted him, talked about him like a dog.
Calling them out, just literally. And that's what got me upset, because I even stated, even in the video that I did about the IP address, explaining the technology. But like I said to Majors, I told him, I said, if I were you, I wouldn't put them out there.
Correct.
Because of based upon what everything's going on.
Correct.
Because I'm like, hey, if he told you not to keep him on, keep his name in the mix of everything, you could get in trouble, because you are a pastor.
Correct.
And there is a clergy privacy that clause that come with that. If somebody confides something in you and you go against it, that person can hold you liable. That's why most people with ministries that really understand ministry, you have to have insurance over your ministry, because if one of your ministers say something or reveal something that was held in confidentiality, or you was told not to do something, or if the courts wanted to force you to do something, that protects the clergy. So with Majors, I made it clear to him. I say, hey, that's up to you. I said, but however you do it, I'm going to, I'm going to support you.
Yep.
I want to support you. That's he's a pastor, and I'm protecting the office of a pastor. Of course, he's my brother, but I'll fight for any one of us just like that, because fair is fair. But the way that they're painting this thing, to start calling names of liars, to call us liars, and we never came out of our face like that to any of them. Now, of course, with the exception of, we got to be real with the racist things that Vocab has said and done. He's a racist. You can't get around that.
Yep.
But overall, we've been very respectful.
Correct.
Very respectful. And it was what you see what they're trying to do is what is called character assassination. Go ahead.
See, the thing is this, because they keep saying, give us cats. Majors is a liar. I don't know who Cats is. We have I mean, being honest, when we met to talk about Bunis. When we were on that panel, we talked about Bunis. None of us knew about Cats. Now, if Majors chooses not to allow you all to come at Cats, that's fine. That's on him. But we want to look at their history. Have we show me one time where we've lied to y'all. I'm looking at character now. If we were in the court of law right now and they played out all the behavior of this year, past 2 years, you know who would be guilty? It definitely wouldn't be us. How many times have they lied on us? How many times have they attacked us? How many times have we received threats from them? Now let's go back and look at my character. How many times have I threatened anybody? How many times have I lied on anybody? How many times, even when I've done something wrong and I felt like, oop, I shouldn't have done that, I went back and apologized because that wasn't the godly thing to do. How many times have they done that? Never. Vocab has never apologized. Cherry has never apologized. How many times have they lied on us? Numerous times. Now let's go back over Pastor Kelly's character. How many times has he lied to y'all? How many times has he did anything dishonorable? How many times? Now let's go back and look at their character again. How many times have Vocab did that? How many times Faithful did what he did? Now let's talk about being honorable in the things that we do. The message that Faithful put up on a live that Ron Shields did, and he said it was not him that said the dishonorable thing to me. If that's the case, then he would have found a way to get in touch with me to say, Sister E, that wasn't me. But you know what he said? I'm so detestable that he didn't want to say anything to me. So he sent BK apologists. What? I'm detestable now? Wow. But that's the behavior. I'm telling family to look at the behavior and match the behavior and see who is and who's what. Plain and simple.
And one thing, you know, even with when people see the interaction between me and Garfield, I was respectful to him. Even when I went on Brother Bareen's channel, I was respectful to them. Well, Faithful tagged me saying he was going to call me out for being my behaviors being unchristian, like expose me or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on Brother Bareen's channel. I reached out to him. You know, I texted him right after we ended Bible study, and I texted him to see if he was doing this live. And he said, yeah. And he sent me the link. Jump on in it. Brother Bareen didn't know what I was going to say, but I just wanted to jump in there and make it clear, you know, and contrary to what they want to spend, like I said, my records speak for itself. And again, I mentioned on Brother Bareen's that I have a government clearance, and that's a fact. You don't get a government clearance if you are, you know, connected to extreme groups. I had a government clearance for 20 plus years and just had it adjudicated actually back in May. Just had it adjudicated. You know, one of the highest clearances that you can have and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Correct.
Because I don't want to get too much of that information out there.
Yeah,
so,
and there's a joke about that too, which is so sad.
You know, and so I put that there just so that way it'll show that, look, you know, and even in that video, you see Brother Bareen agree with everything that I put out there, that I've always been respectful. And he said, yeah, you have. And you guys go back and you see him agreeing with that. And I literally said to all of them, you guys probably saw it. I said, look, I'll take on all you guys by myself and we'll compare my behavior with you guys' behavior, all of you guys. I said, the only criteria is you're going to have to show your face and give your real name.
Yep.
Since I have my real name out there, you put your real name out there. Since you want to say these different things about me, then okay, let's do it so everyone can see it.
Correct.
So where I'm at right now is like, and I'm just being real with you guys, stop going to these guys' channels. Stop it. And then I find out, Sister E, I was told that Garfield, whatever source he had, said that it was Ge'ez on the pews.
Yeah. That's what now that at first it was Aramaic and now it's Ge'ez. And I'm like, oh God.
So how come there's no discussion among them? Because that's one of the things I said in the initial video that they took.
Yep.
They start running with it. So no one's talking about that. I said that well over a year ago, stating that I believe that is Ge'ez on some of the pews. I didn't say all of them, but I said I see Ge'ez on there.
Yep.
Right. But so I'm saying all of this to say, guys, you know, we have to be careful. And giving them the feeling that we're supporting them.
Yep.
Unsubscribe from them. We got our own platforms that we can support. We got Dante doing a great job on his platform. We got Yacoba, the Teo Ministries. We got the different ministries that are out here. We don't need their platform. We don't even we don't need to justify ourselves to them. Who are they? And for me, with the whole major situation, it's like, wait a minute, you can't turn around. You talk to the man. Brother Barine talk with the man. And then you turn around and you leading a lynch mob saying, give us cats, especially after what happened to Bunis. I wouldn't want to do that either.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to do that either if I was in the same position.
Yep. And the thing is this, at the end of the day, when you stand there and you play like you've been an innocent person in the midst of all of this is where I got a problem. Y'all want to say liar. Y'all want to call people liars, but nobody has called their own people out for being racist and saying disrespectful things and people cussing and faithful to God coming back and apologizing or at least clarifying what he said in that post. They want to hide what they did and attack us, because the key to it is, if we can get y'all focused on the arguing with the pews, you're not going to pay attention to the other conversations we are having. You're not going to listen to, let's talk about the history that Benaiah, because now they're trying to do almost an attack on Benaiah now. We don't want to talk about what Benaiah. They don't want to talk about the things we're talking about with the Limba tribe. They don't want to talk about none of that. They want to stay right here, because guess what? If I can get y'all off focused, y'all not going to get back to work. But what they don't realize is, as of today, we're done. I'm done. I'm coming with facts. I'm not arguing with y'all. End of discussion. Now, don't think because we're silent that we're silent because we're afraid. No, we're silent because we're saying, okay, I'm not going to argue with them. I'm going to keep going with what I'm doing. I'm going to keep going on my channel. I have a lot of great shows lined up. I got a lot of good information lined up. But watch what they're going to do, family. Instead of reaching out to us and saying, hey, I don't agree, they're going to do more attack videos. Abu is going to take this video and chop it up like he normally does. And he's going to play the victim. And I think, now he says that I'm not Abu, but he's going to play the victim. He's going to play as if I tried to reach out to him. But I'm telling you all, pay attention to actions, not words. Now, one thing I know he's going to do, because I thought about it, I said, he's going to see that the date said December 2020. If he does that, I need Berean to unprivatize that video where me and Faithful got into it and show the time and date where I showed that particular message and show that Abu's face was next to the message. I want him to do that. So if Abu comes out with that lie and says, see, I didn't look at that message till December 2020. I'm gonna say, nope, go back and get that old video from Berean. Go back and get that old video. Berean, go ahead and unprivatize that video so everybody can see that entire conversation. If you don't, then I know they're lying. See, what you do is you smack somebody and hide your hand. And I'm not saying that about Berean. Y'all know me and Berean are cool. But yesterday, I was a bit alarmed and I was bothered by what happened yesterday. Because what they're trying to do is, family, they are trying to make it seem like every single one of us are guilty. We're guilty of something we're not guilty of. Because they can't look into our private lives and see anything wrong, because the camps are easy. It's real easy. But understand, they have been watching us to figure out, okay, let's make sure that they don't fall. Let's find some shortcomings on them so we can expose them. And guess what? They couldn't find anything. So now what they're going to do is make a blanket response to say, don't trust Sister E. Don't trust Pastor Kelly. Don't trust Dante. Don't trust Yacoba. Don't trust Benaiah. They needed something to make it seem like we were being deceptive. But the whole while, they were throwing rocks at us. Look at the history, y'all. Look at the timeline. Look at the actions and the behaviors. Because again, it initially started out as a phone conversation and a planned discussion that we were going to have on my platform, and nobody responded. And then all of a sudden, Abu popped up on my page and made that particular post. If he really wanted to have dialogue, he could have reached out to me again on Messenger, or he could have reached out to me by phone, but he didn't do that. Then Vocab proceeded with his videos, because it's not about the facts, it's about the people. Because if it was about the facts, they would have reached out and said, hey, we don't agree with that. Let's talk through it. Let's work together and get some scholars and look at this, because I don't think it's correct. But that's not the case. That's not the case, because it's about killing the voices of the people. And the way to kill it is the leaders or the faces of the community. Let's kill their character one by one. That's the goal. Because again, look at behaviors and patterns. Have I lied to y'all? Nope. Pretty much my life is an open book. Has Pastor Kelly lied? Nope. Dante lied? Nope. Jacoba lied? Nope. Now let's look at the UA community. Has Cherry lied? Yep. Has Faithful lied? Yep. Has Abu lied? He not. Yeah. He not to cover stuff up good though. He good. He good though. Look at the behaviors and actions of the individuals before you accuse anybody of anything. Don't accuse the people that have been honest with you all. I've been honest. Pastor Kelly, all of us have been honest. But see, what they want to do again is called, if we kill the character, we kill the movement. Do you realize that this isn't our movement? This is the Most High's move. This goes beyond us. And the scary part is, if you keep putting your hands on his people, he's going to deal with you. Because God is such a loving God that he will give you a chance to repent. He'll give you an opportunity to repent. But there comes a time that's off the table, and he will deal with you. I'm afraid of messing with his people. I'm afraid of doing deceptive things when it comes to his word, because I'm scared of what's going to come behind it, the wrath. But consistently, look at the consistency of us and look at the consistency of them. Look at it. And when you look at it, it ain't going to look right to you. Now I know what they're going to say is, well, Dante is Dante. He going to come for you. Plain and simple. He going to come for you if you come for him. And let's talk about the history of Dante. Dante never came out attacking Vocab. Vocab went and got Dante's book and tried to make it seem like Dante's book was incorrect with the 400-year prophecy, which ultimately made Dante say, wait a minute, you messing with my book, you messing with my money. You didn't come to me and talk to me. You went again, and like they normally do, did a YouTube live about his book, or it talked about his book in the live, and Dante got a whiff of it, and Dante said, not today, Doc. I ain't the one for you to play with. See, that's what happens. They want you to smack you. They want to smack you in the face, and then they want you to stand there and say, okay, that's fine. You can smack me. No, the problem is, if you smack me, I'm going to tell you you smack me, and we're going to deal with it. That's the problem. But yet and still, test the spirit by the spirit. Look at the character. Look at the nature of the individuals. Look at how they've done what they've done for the past 2 years. Because what they want to do is hide their bad behavior and try to say that, oh, look at them. Look, Major's a liar. Sister E a liar. Pastor Kelly a liar. Have we lied this long? Have we done nothing but try to be honest with everybody? But again, how many times have we caught them in lies? Numerous times. So let's test it and see what we get. Now, keep in mind, family, Abu is going to go do a video, and he's going to play as if, respectfully ignore his words and pay attention to his actions. His actions, if it was respectfully, it would have been respectful at the very beginning. it would, if he was as respectful as he say he is, he would have found a way to get in touch with Pastor Kelly, or said, hey, I know Sister E knows Pastor Kelly. It wasn't done right at the beginning. So to sit here and play like you've done things right, you haven't. And keep in mind, Abu has my phone number. I know he does because we've had a phone conversation. Now, he may have deleted my number since then, but he could have easily reached out to me after we had that conversation over the phone about the video. But even before then, he could have gotten in touch with any of us because we're all on YouTube. Everybody in here knows if I need to get in touch with Sister E, let me reach out to her on Facebook. Oh, she has a Let's Talk with Sister E page. Oh, she's on Berean's channel. Well, I had the Let's Talk with Sister E at the time, I think. Yeah, I did. I think I had it. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if I had it, but you can still reach out to me.
Can I share the screen just so that I can read something to the people on one of the things that Abu had posted on one of the videos that they had?
Okay.
And I came across, just so the people understand, you know, how he operates and how he handles himself when he thinks none of us are watching. You know, I wanted to show something here. Let me pull it up here. I'm gonna share my screen.
You sharing it?
Can you see it?
Yep. Add it.
Right. You can see it?
Yep.
Okay. Now notice, now this is been a couple of months, but somebody made a post, right, under the video, their video of what they did to me. Only thing on the pews is some scratches. What church would allow anyone mark up their pews like that? Shaking my head. Now you see the insults, right? But look how Abu responds to it. Disclaimer: I want to be careful to first note that I do not intend this comment disrespectful towards the relevant church. Some have floated that speculation that the markings may have been innocently been made innocently by children, and not all at once, but slowly over many years. I cannot prove that is the case, but it does strike. But it does not strike me as outside the realm of possibility, especially in light of how random those markings look. So he's bringing up the notion that the writings could be done just not chicken scratch, but scratchings from children.
So also, let's look at the structure of how he structured the email. I can type an email and tell someone I'm gonna smack them in the face, but do it in such a way that it's respectful, but I've covered my tracks. So look right here. He always want to do a disclaimer right here because he want to cover he covering himself right here. Then he goes here and tries to cover himself. He put speculation so he can cover himself just in case it comes back to bite him. All these are, how do we say it in corporate America? What type of email is this? Cover myself?
Oh yeah. Cover your, yeah. It's a different term, but yeah. I can't say the graphic term. Yeah, I got to keep it clean. Cover your butt, so to speak. Right.
Yep. Cover myself. I'm gonna always start with something, a disclaimer. Then I'm gonna go right here and say speculation. But when you look at the end of it, here's the insult. Right here. Listen to the flow of it. You get what I'm saying? But the thing is, I can say respectfully, someone's unattractive, and say respectfully, everybody has their own concept of what attractive is. But in some cases, the way someone such and such looks, they're not their type. Literally, I just told somebody they ugly. Or I can tell a man respectfully, someone may see you as attractive, but you're not necessarily my type. What I'm saying is you ugly to me.
Mm-hmm.
You see how you can sugarcoat that? You can sugarcoat anything. But right
Exactly.
here, it should have been this right here was disrespectful. He didn't check this. If he was respectful, he didn't check this and could have said that's very disrespectful. But he did cover himself here. Come on now. I'm gonna tell y'all something. He's good at what he does. He's very good at what he does. But it's called I'm gonna cover myself and I'm gonna play like I came innocently. Now you're playing like you came innocently. How did you come at the beginning? What did you do at first? And he's gonna probably say, well, I didn't know how to get in touch with him.
Mm-hmm.
You friends with Faithful, right? Faithful has been on Beran's panel before. Faithful knows how to get in touch with Beran. So it ain't gonna be hard to get in touch with me to get in touch with Pastor Kelly. But what again they're gonna say is, oh, we couldn't get in touch. It's I'm telling y'all, look at the intent and not the words. Because if you look at his words, you'll be mesmerized by what he was saying and say, oh, no, it was very innocent. I can say anything nice. It's called nice nasty.
Exactly.
But
And we've dealt with that before. Nice, nasty. Even
but
in the military, they teach you, you start off by saying, sir, with all due respect. You know what I mean? And then say what you want to say.
correct.
You
But
know, so that's just a tone to kind of cover. So, well, I'm not going to say that it's Arabic, but I'm not going to say it's not Arabic. I'm not going to say it's uh, a legible language, but I'm saying it's not a legible language.
yep,
You see what I'm saying?
yep,
It's basically, double talk. It's a
correct.
forked tongue,
Right.
but you say it in a way that you always give yourself a way out if it should it not turn out the way
Correct.
you want it to turn out. But you can always say, well, I did say that it could be this over here.
Yep. And again, go back to what I'm saying next time. They say, give us majors. He's a liar. I want everybody to say in the comments, give us vocab. He's racist. You can't check one sin and not check the other. And I'm not saying the major sin because, again, I can't speak on anything because all I know is there was an email. End of discussion. I can't speak on nothing else. Pastor Kelly can't speak on nothing else. But what they want us to do is fight amongst each other.
That's right.
Kick majors out for y'all to devour him. But in the same attitude, y'all still letting vocab do what vocab wants to do. Why are we going to kick majors out, but vocab is racist and y'all constantly telling us he's not racist, but his song alone was so disrespectful that Jay, the producer, had to apologize for it. Because
Which
he said
vocab still didn't
he
apologize
didn't
for.
apologize. So next time they say give us cat, say give us vocab. Make vocab apologize. Make
And then
Cherry apologize.
and then we have a track record that Bunis got bullied.
Correct.
We got a track record that someone emailed him stating, bringing up the term moderate Hebrew Israelite. So we have that there. We have all of that. So you can't separate the two. They're all part of the same community. You have one causing all the confusion over here, and then the other come with the nice tactic, the good cop, bad cop.
Yep.
While this person over here doing this,
Correct.
but this person try to slide in and try to make it seem like, well, I'm the one that's trying to be reasonable here. When
Correct.
actually your motives is just the same.
Yep.
It's just that you are masking yours. You're good at masking yours, but actually yours is more dangerous.
Yep.
Because at least you could see the other ones coming.
Yep. And
so
yep.
Go ahead, Sissy. I'm sorry.
Don't finish what you were saying.
My point that I was just going to make to the people, this is the playbook that we've seen and we warned about. This is the playbook that they've been doing for years. stir us up, like the hornet's nest, so to speak, and get you going to their platform to build their platform up.
Mm-hmm.
Sister E tell you a little more than a year ago, around August of 2019. Time is flying like that, right? August of 2019. And the reason why I remember it, because it was my daughter's birthday weekend. And Do Dirt and another guy was being rude and nasty, coming at me and coming at Sister E to the point that Ron Shields even jumped in there.
Yep.
Being straight nasty. And then I got online and I called all of them out, say, hey, if you want to say something to me, here I am. And none of them stood up to say anything.
Correct.
I did it again a few weeks ago on Brother Berean's channel. Say, here I am. If you want to call me out, here I am. Pull it up here. And no one stepped up to call me out. But then you see this afterwards. I knew it was going to have to happen afterwards because they're not confrontational like that. If you got something to say to me, say it to me in my face. But we're going to be men and women about it. If I'm showing my face, you show your face.
Correct.
I'm showing my real name. Everybody know my real name. Show your real name.
Correct.
So that way we can now actually talk and we can have proper dialogue and we can squash this thing. But again, going back to your main point that you pointed out, we've been very respectful. And I just want to make sure everyone watching here, we've been very respectful. We haven't been here going tit for tat for anything. So again, they have literally 40 plus videos just of me alone. Now go through my YouTube channel and see how many videos I have of them. They have over 40 videos of me, just that alone. And it was brought to my attention about all the number of videos that they have. Correct. And it wasn't brought to my attention by any of our people. It was brought to my attention. I'll just leave it at that from officials, and I'll leave it at that because it is a red flag, especially with what I do. But instead, when you try to warn people, instead of them taking like, look, we need to tone this thing down because, like I said, you're getting into dangerous areas, a dangerous territory when you get away from dialogue. Like even like I shared with you, Sister, I had no problem with Abu's information that he brought out. We could go back and could have went, stayed right there. If he felt like his stuff was so solid, why did he have to try to discredit Bunis and then discredit Katz and put all that other stuff in there? If he was trying to have a peaceful dialogue, why are they still replaying that same area? Why couldn't he just, all he had to do was just stay in the pocket and say, hey, I'm going to bring up my information right here. I saw what Pastor Kelly had said about the pews. I saw what Benaiah Israel said about the pews, and you just do whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I don't even have a problem. Like I mentioned, they could talk about the pews. Everyone's entitled about it. But you didn't have to bring me into your discussion to try to make me look like I'm like I don't know anything, like I'm going crazy, like questioning my character. I am a pastor, right? Been a pastor for 12 years, right? Grew up in the church, right? The whole nine. I could go right down the list with my family history. So again, Savannah, Georgia is part of my family history, not just me talking about it. I put the work in of going down to the place. I got more information about about the church than any of you guys have. Got plenty of pictures, but I just don't show them. I'm not going to release it publicly. Why should I? You haven't earned that. If things was handled a different way, then we could have had dialogue and you could have shared your thoughts. I could have shared what I have here, but it didn't go that way. And Sister, I got tons of videos. I've been there a number of times. But again, not trying to beat a dead horse from that perspective. For me, I appreciate you, Sister E, for coming up here and really putting this together. And remember, even with when you reached out to Abu tried to play it like he didn't know Faithful to God was going to do what he did with the video. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And I said, no, he knew.
But
go ahead.
The thing is, when someone He knew. Go ahead, finish what you're saying. He
Yeah,
knew.
because remember I said he knew. Remember I said from the very beginning, I said he's all part of it. You even defended Boo initially. He said, "No, I don't think he's connected to that." He said, "I know, you put it all on Faithful to God." I said, "No, he knew." And then that's when I went and found his YouTube channel and saw the videos there first. And I said, "Yep, he knew.
Yep.
He knew it all along."
But it ain't even about knowing Faithful. It was your picture all on it.
And that's one point
Yeah.
he
Yep.
was showing my picture all over, but he was trying to put it on Faithful, saying that he didn't know Faithful was going to take his videos and use it the way that he did. But
Correct.
but nevertheless, you still got my pictures all over the place, and they still put my pictures all over the place. Like, okay, we're gonna take it up a notch, and we're gonna splatter it even more just to add insult to injury, and don't even realize they really hurt themselves in the long run. They don't realize it. I tried to warn them. They,
Yep.
we all have families. Is it worth losing your livelihood over something like this?
Yep.
Is it worth it to lose your livelihood? And I know many of them are struggling financially because guess what? This pandemic is hitting everyone.
Correct.
I thank the Most High for allowing us to be in a place that we're in, but most people are struggling. So I can guarantee that some of them are struggling. They
Yep.
depending on that super chat and other forms of income, and I'm not knocking them for that.
Yep.
But is it worth putting yourself out there to where so you can lose everything
Yep.
over something like this? Because when you start getting into this stuff, calling me a pastor, which I am on record for being a pastor, registered here, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to put all my personal information out there for these guys, but I'm registered as a pastor. I can show my credentials, married several people, tons of people, helped build ministries, the whole nine.
Yep.
Is it worth you slandering someone because it's slander? Is it worth you slandering someone and you lose everything, and then you have mouths to feed during this pandemic that's going on?
Correct.
Like
Yep.
I shared with you, Sister E, and brother Barine know this because he has the text messages. I'm not bringing it out here right now, but I could bring the text messages out with him knowing that I had to deal with several deaths of people within our assembly because of the coronavirus. I got one of the minister just lost he lost his mother a few weeks ago, and then lost his aunt, which is his mother's sister, found her inside the Walmart bathroom because she had an aneurysm, and then lost his brother.
Wow.
And here we are talking about this.
Correct.
We
And
sitting up here got a major thing, a civil war basically happening in the White House that we got to worry about being on the streets,
correct.
and all this different things. But this is the issue. You don't have issues with any of the other stuff out there. But
Yep.
this is the issue that you want to call yourself think you have an aha moment that you got someone. You don't have anything. You don't have anything. If anything, the people that's really losing out is the people that really want to learn. That's why I said I'm not dealing with them anymore. That's why I said I'm just going to focus on what I turned the corner and said, look, I'm just going to get back to teaching what I've been teaching. You said the same thing. Jacoba, Dante, everybody said we're just going to get back to doing what we've been doing. We're not going to give them no more space. And guys, I encourage you guys the same thing. Stop giving these guys space.
Correct.
Don't go to their YouTube channels, unsubscribe from them. But that's the playbook. Oh yeah, I rock with Israel. Hey, yeah, I'm good with Israel. Hey, that's what we've been hearing that. And when I say I rock with Israel, I'm not talking about Brother Baring. We heard that over and over, and then all of a sudden something happened, and then all of a sudden we start running to them just to see what's going on. And guess what? They build up their numbers. They just get when I say numbers, views. So let's leave it alone.
Yep.
Let's just leave it alone. Let's turn the corner. Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. They can get worked up on what they want to get worked up on.
Yep.
Whatever's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'm taking my hands off of. When I say I'm taking my hands off of, I'm not going back and forth with it. I already said I won't go back and forth with it, and I will not go back and forth with it.
Correct.
But whatever happens from that point on, as far as whatever legal system, the legal actions that stuff happened, it is what it is, because now you get into a dangerous place that now you're going after people's characters. They said that Sister Cherry has 3 daughters, and they tried to bring that to Dante, saying, "Hey, you said that she was, saying that she was on a, gay and lesbian side, whatever it was." And then you have Majors who is a pastor, who is a family man, who just had a new addition added to his family. He's a hardworking person. And then here it is, you're gonna put that out there to try to throw shade on him like that. That you so willing to try to be right that you willing to damage and wreck somebody's reputation on speculation.
Correct, because none of us know really what's going on but Majors. And
But even then,
yep.
I'm going to cover him and I'm going to protect him because he has every right to not disclose. I mean,
Yes.
put out there the information. Why?
Correct.
Because look at what happened. Look at look at how they treat him right now. They got the lynch mob going on.
Correct.
Look at the lynch mob that was going on when they were trying to. Oh, his name is Richard Cass. So they start looking for him, and hey, we think we found him, and all and doing. No, man. And yeah, we saying that we supposed to be teaching the word.
Yep.
How are you teaching the word? This is not Christ. If anything, this is the people that crucified him. You know what I mean? This ain't
Yep.
Christ. It's the people who's like, hey, give us Barabbas.
I was thinking about that. Like it was, and that's somebody said what happened to the Jerusalem Council. I got to talk to Dante about that. But y'all, you're right. Give us Barabbas mentality. Because what's so funny is, and what's so interesting about Abu is he'll say, I initially came to them respectfully. And before you know it, it escalated and got to this point. He keeps that even tone. You notice that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you say, wait, hold on. How did it start? I always ask that question. Ask Abu, how did it start? Who swung the first? What? How do you say it? Who swung the first blow?
Exactly.
I didn't know who Abu was. Pastor Kelly didn't know who Abu was. But Abu knew who we were. Enough to go find. If you can't find the person, how did you find his video? Unless you knew who he was. Do you realize how hard it is to find a video?
And the video that they got was embedded in an old YouTube channel that me and my other cousin share.
Correct. That's not
what's interesting is sandwiched between the video that says identity theft.
Correct.
But they could have actually stole the information on the people. Actually, they probably saw it, but they went to there, and it's tons of videos there.
Yep, it's
so deep. They knew what they were looking for.
So go back over that again, Saints. Listen to what he said. It's embedded deep in his cousins, not his, not We Woke, but his cousin's YouTube page. So somebody had to have been doing some digging. Do some digging to find this video, but then they'll throw up and say, oh, we couldn't find him. If you can find this video, you can find him, because obviously you knew who you was looking for. You knew the video you was looking for, because if you type Georgia Pews, your video is not the first video that pops up.
Exactly. And at the bottom of the video, when every video that you see them with me inside the pews, look at the bottom and it says As God's Movement. Mm-hmm. As God's Movement is a channel that that my cousin has right now, because we started out with me and him, but I had issues accessing it, so he's been running with it. But that video is so deeply embedded in it, you have to look for that video. They didn't get that video from YouTube or anything. They got that video from that channel right there, and you have to literally dig. It's layers and top of layers of video before you even get to it.
Correct.
Don't yeah. And too, Sister, before we wrap up too, I did want to share one scripture with the people, and this is something that I've been teaching in our assembly, but go ahead. I just wanted to see if you let me share this real quick before you give final thoughts. Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 5-6. This describes the stuff that we see happening right now. This mob behavior. That's what you see is mob behavior, which they will also call herd behavior. See, herd behavior comes from when people are scared or afraid to voice or feel confident in having their own individual voice or saying or thought about anything. So they had to pack on each other and pile on it with each other. And then this whole herd just basically they lose focus of who they really are, and just the whole mass begin to do things that's outside of each individual's character. That's what you call the herd behavior. Right now, we call it also the lynch mob.
Yep.
But it's herd behavior is where it comes from, and you guys can look it up. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I just want to share one scripture right here, and this is my favorite scripture about building. Right, dealing with building. Let me share this right here. All right, Nehemiah chapter 6, verse 5 and 6. It says this. Right, then sent Sambalot his servant unto me in like manner the fifth time with an open letter in his hand. Right. So if we go back here, let me just go back here and read the scripture before here. This is my little graphics here. Here it is right here. If we go back here, right? No, that's not what I want. Where is it? Let me fast forward. I don't want to go through all of that. You know me with all my graphics and everything.
Yeah, you
Right. Here it is. I went too far back. This is what I want to share right here. Here we go. My bad, guys, because this is from the lesson that I did. All right, here we go. First, I'll start at verse 1 in that same chapter. And it says this. Now it came to pass when Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem, the Arabian, and the rest of our enemies. So this is a crafty council. Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem, the Arabian, and the rest of our enemies. So it's these guys plus more. Heard that I had built the wall. In other words, Nehemiah led them to what? Completing a task of that all of them thought would never happen. Build a wall, build this wall, fortify the city, because at one time it was overtaken. And Sanballat and these guys tried everything to stop it. But it goes on to say, that I had built the wall, and that there was no breach left therein. Though at that time I had not set up the doors upon the gates. In other words, everything in place except the doors. And this is, and I taught about the Hebrew letter Daleth, right? In ancient is Dalath. But anyway, so Sanballat Geshem sent unto me, saying, come, let us meet together in some one of the villages in the plains of Ono. But they thought to do me mischief, right? So notice what he said. They want to get with him. They want him to come to them. They sent him letters. They sent him 3 letters, but nevertheless, trying to get him to come down so that way they can harm him. Verse 3, and I sent messages unto them saying, I am doing a great work. Guys, we got to remember this part right here. The Most High is using each and every one of us to do a great work. What is the great work? We all are spreading the good news about the Hebrew Israelite Messiah. And the cherry on top for many of us is that you're starting to understand who you are. Right? That's like the cherry on top. We're doing a great work. We, even in the midst of all the craziness that we see, we are doing a great work. And Nehemiah goes on to say, so I cannot what? Come down. Don't get into the muck of this stuff. They want us to come down where they are. Don't come down where they are, because when you come down where they are, all they want to do is make it ugly. They want to make it nasty. They want to, kind of like when you look at boxers, you have that one boxer that may not have speed, maybe slow. So so normally that person may be a brawler. So they want to make the fight ugly, just to increase their chances of at least trying to have a higher chance of winning. So we don't come down from doing the good work that we're doing. And he said, why should the work cease while I leave it alone? Leave it and come down to you. He said, why should I stop what I'm doing to come down to you? And I know you're trying to harm me.
correct.
Right. And wrapping it up right here, it says, then sent Sanballat his servant unto me in like manner the 5th time with an open letter in his hand. And that's all I want to focus on right there real quick. Open letter. What does that mean? The first 4 times he sent letters with it sealed, so no one could see what's inside the letters. But this particular invitation, he sent a letter purposely open. Why? Because he knew his messenger was going to read it. He knew that they were going to open it up. You know who the people of the book says, because we nosy. You know,
Real nosy.
doesn't have a seal on it. So now he put a lot of lies on his letter, anticipating on the people to do what? Spread the lies, the rumors on the letter to try to what? Put pressure on Nehemiah to come down from what he's doing, so that way he can come and jeopardize his life by coming to meet with them. Isn't that what we see right now? Instead of an open letter, people are using videos, open-ended videos, trying to call people to come down from what they're doing, not trying to really have dialogue. Is to what? They got a plan that they just want to what? Destroy.
Yep.
Because when we was dealing with the pews, it went from, can you find a letter, not a letter, a word. Then when you find a word, can you find a phrase? And then it's a sentence and all, like a all or nothing. Like, okay, you see what I'm saying? The goalposts always move.
Yep.
Guys, don't fall for that open letter. And that's what these videos are. These tags and all those things. This is equivalent to the open letter to try to get people to start instigating and stirring stuff up to try to put pressure on individuals to try to come down from what they're doing. And that's why I just want to get that right there real quick, Steve.
And that's key. And it goes back into the thing of the intent. And I'm going to keep saying the intent, because we know the intent is a smear campaign. It's a smear campaign. What's interesting is what hurts the most is how Berean is out to attack Majors. But truth be told, when they were attacking Berean, Majors was by his side.
By his side.
Even when I walked away and said, I'm done. And I was like, I'm done with Berean, with the whole incident on the channel with Cherry and all of them. And I had literally said, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Majors was by his side.
Majors was by his side. Always took up for Brother Berean.
Correct.
I saying, hey, give him a chance. Give Brother Berean a chance. He just trying to bridge that gap, because that's Majors. Majors always wanted to bridge that gap.
Correct. And
we went up to Bishop Mason's church. Tasmore gave us the invitation. I really didn't want to go, because it's like, hey, I don't trust them, especially after not stirring up old stuff. But one of them put out a nasty video about us. Not believing in saying that we don't believe in Christ, we don't believe in all this other stuff. We're trying to steal members and all. And he went on convinced. He said, hey, let's go up there just to at least try to bridge this gap. And everyone know that he's always trying to bridge the gap with the church. And I'm not saying we're not trying to do that, but he's always been supportive of trying to bring everyone together. So I know he sowed seeds over into their community. Even Elder Mike spoke highly of him and saying how he, Majors always been respectable to him. So it's like, and to see them turn on him the way that they turned on him, it's very unfortunate. And just to turn on us in general, because when Brother Berean was talking about how they were acting up towards him, acting shaky towards him, our community was there for him.
Correct. I mean, even after everything transpired, and I'm gonna talk to Berean. I really want to talk, because this right here, when I saw, and I'm trying to be nice about this, when I saw yesterday, and I watched the panel, and I saw how Cherry sat up there and was just like, oh, my brother Berean, just 2 months ago, you said you wanted to see this dude have a heart attack online and drop dead. Why would you wish death on someone? Behavior, family. Behavior. Calling him Buttery Berean. She came up with that nickname. She called him a heretic. She called him double-minded. She talked about Berean more than she talked about me. She talked about him like a dog. She talked about him here recently. But she's up there playing the part because she wants the platform. She wants the visibility. And Berean doesn't see it. It ain't about Berean. It's the visibility. She saw the pattern. She said, wait a minute. Sister, he came out of nowhere and she's growing. That's what I'm thinking. My opinion. She wants the platform because You talk about him behind his back, but when you get in front of everyone, you want to play nice. Family, that's called behavior and patterns. When I was mad at Berean, didn't talk about him behind his back. I was just mad at him. And when I got myself together, I talked to Berean. When Eric Mason did what he did to Berean and talked about the money, I was one of the voices that called him. And I told him, Berean, if this is hard for you and it's causing problems with your house, this is after everything happened with Cherry and them now. Keep in mind, because some people was like, Sister E, you a fool. Leave him alone. No, all of us fall short. We're human. But even in that, I still tried to walk in forgiveness and say, you know what, Berean? Come on, we can do better. We're going to figure this out. I'm going to walk away. Now, he hasn't attacked me. He may attack me now, but he hasn't attacked me. But I just don't like the smear campaign that they are, and I'm trying to warn him, they're using his platform to do. They don't want to be on Berean's platform because they care anything about him. They want to be on Berean's platform because that's the forum that has large viewers, and they don't have that.
And think about it, sis. We don't have the numbers in terms of subscribers, but we do have a substantial amount of people that's watching us. You know, so and a lot of that plays part of it. And you're absolutely correct. And I want to make it clear, you know, I don't have anything towards personally towards Berean. I'm disappointed on how things went. And when I say that I'm not supporting your channel, that's not a personal attack on you. Just like I made it clear I don't support Bishop Mason. But when things went down, guess what? I had Bishop Mason back when I wasn't going to just let him hang out there to dry. And we just witnessed a public lynching. When I say that I'm not supporting his channel, I mean it. I'm not supporting his channel. But if push come to shove, something happened, I'm going to reach out to him, make sure everything all right with him. You know, all of us would do that because sometimes it's good to just have a separation. You know, sometimes it's good to separate, do what you're doing over here. You do what you're doing over there. You know, when Esau and Jacob made peace, they went their separate ways. Lot and Abraham, they went their separate ways. It don't have to be all of this rah-rah stuff, you know, but I just want to make it clear, you know, Brother Berean, I don't have any personal beefs with him. I'm just disappointed at how things went with with Pastor Majors being disrespected. I'm being disrespected too. You know, I haven't watched any of their videos, but just the stuff that's been coming back to me, it's been very disappointing because I'm not talking about that. You know, I'm not talking about any of them. But then to go the path the route that he's going, which is a very dangerous route. And all I tried to do is try to give a warning and saying, hey, you know, this is what's going to go down if you guys keep this path. It's going to go down no matter how you look at it.
Right.
You know, stay clear of all that stuff. Stay above that stuff.
Yep.
You know, he got like you said, he got a great following, but it's like it's trying to make it into, and I'm not trying to point out other channels, but trying to make it into some of those other channels out there, you know, and everyone benefit from it. Try to hustle. I mean, I want to say hustle, but trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to boost themselves up.
Correct.
Based upon his channel.
Correct. And the thing is, I know everybody's like, Sister E, get off this. I got good content coming, y'all. So don't think that I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to stay here long because with that being said, I kind of wanted to talk about this because last night I saw the smear campaign. And what was interesting is I was actually about to get on the live because he sent me the link, but I saw where it was going. And I said, from now on, I'll never put myself in that position again. And I saw it, and what's so funny is I almost felt a repeat of what happened last time. And I'm not gonna have a screaming match with anybody, and I'm not gonna yell with anybody anymore. That's just not in me anymore. But what I saw up there, it kind of hurt me a little bit because Berean can call Majors. He's nothing but a phone call away. Because guess what? When everybody walked away from Berean again, Majors called him. Majors called me and said, Sister E, we're about building and not fighting. Let's chuck this off. Pretty much Majors was asking me to go back to Berean's channel. And I was like, no, I'm gonna focus on my channel. But at that time, he was trying to get us to build, because he wanted to bridge the gap between the Israelite community and the Christian community. He wanted us to all come together, because the thing is, we're one in the body of Christ. That was his goal. But yet and still now, liar. When I saw that, I said, wow. He was there when Eric Mason turned their back. They was making jokes on their life. Yes.
His personal stuff out there saying he asking for, I saw some of the Facebook posts and everything. I was like, wow,
Yes.
that, and going back to what we were saying, remember I said to you, that could be violation of the clergy privilege right there. You sharing somebody's personal information that you know about.
Yeah.
And remember, I even said that a while back. Like, hey, he could get in trouble for sharing somebody else's personal information like that, especially if they dealing with whatever finances or whatever they struggling with. You put that out there like that, guess what? You could get yourself in trouble. So you already know I've always talked about stuff like that. But again, it gets to a point though, we have to, and I'm not saying disregard those that are still in Christianity. And when I say that, I'm saying it from a perspective of being a Hebrew Israelite is not a religion. This is our heritage. This is our ethnicity. This is who we are. But what I'm saying is, we got loved ones that's there. Just be respectful to your loved ones. But overall, we don't have to sit up here and still be let someone continue to slap us in our face. To spit on us. We don't have to do that. Stop showing up for them to continue to disrespect you. If you want to really show, if in this time right now to start really showing unity, like many keep calling for, like we keep calling for, stop supporting these platforms. Don't go, just start unsubscribing. Don't put no money in no one's super chat. Don't do any of that. Pull yourself out of that and start supporting our platforms internally. Go to, like I said again, Sister E's channel. Go to Yakoba's channel. Teo Ministry channel. Go to Shonda's platform, and I think what's his name, Covenant Hebrew or whatever. Something about that. You know what I mean? Go to the different channels of the people that's trying to edify us, trying to edify you. That's trying to continue to push you and get you to grow. We don't need them. I'm telling y'all straight up. We don't need them. They need us.
Yep.
Right. Again, they need us in the conversation. If we were not in the conversation, they have nothing to talk about. You can look at all their channels. When have you seen them sit down and actually do a Bible study? Let's pull up the scripture. At least Sister Cherry do try to do that. I've seen her try to put up. I'm being real with you. At least you try to pull up the blue, what do they call it, the blue Bible, whatever. But overall, where I'm saying that, when have you seen them really address issues? I mean, here it is a month ago. I mean, not even a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, I was doing a teaching, and at the end, people start asking, can I just do prayer? We closing out with prayer. We're not closing out with all that rah-rah stuff. We're closing out with prayer. We're doing that type of stuff on our channels, on our platform. So guys, we don't need all of that stuff. Like I say, I go back to King David. That's who I use a lot. I go back to King David. King David was a warrior. He was a fighter. I'm a fighter. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a fighter. But at the same time, David knew how to keep quiet. When Saul's crazy cousin was cursing him out, spitting on him and throwing rocks at him, David said, let him talk, let him curse. So sometimes you just got to let them talk. Let them, eventually they're going to be talking by themselves. Let them talk, because after the day, they're not going to have anything else to talk about. Because I know they're going to take this video and try to talk about it. But after this, what are they going to be able to talk about?
Correct. Because the thing is, even if they take our videos, I didn't insult Abu. I just simply stated that the way he handled it was at the very beginning was very was not genuine. It wasn't genuine by no means. Even when dealing with Berean, it's more so of hurt, because what I saw last night is the behavior I saw when I left. But instead of it being me, it's Majors now.
Yeah.
That's what.
Remember, you told me too. You told me don't even. You shared a little bit of it. What did you say to me? Don't even
Look
go over there and watch it.
It when I heard him say liar, I sat there and I said, when they called you saying that you was borrowing money from people and slandering your name, you know what Major said? Let's go see about Berean and make sure he good. He always. Sometimes I would just be like, I'm done. And he'd be like, no, we got to build. We got to build. You know, he got some issues. If he got some issues, that's fine. But we got to build with the brother. He saw past Berean's faults. And now all of a sudden, Berean is, not Berean, but Majors is a liar. When I saw that, that hurt me. That broke my heart. I was like, now I get mad at Majors. But I know one thing, Majors is going to always make sure that Berean is good. All of us have. And I just feel bad because I saw that they used Berean again. And I said, you got to stop that. That's not right. If you think that your brother is a liar, call him. Talk to him. Don't wait for him to call you. Because when you're in a low place, you really ain't thinking about calling nobody. When you're being disrespected, you ain't thinking about calling nobody. You thinking about trying to just, I gotta, I'm in my head right now. You don't know what's going on in his life. If that's your brother that's been down with you, period. I was mad at Majors when me and Berean fell out and I saw Majors in the chat. I said, what? But Berean, he's been 100% behind Berean.
And the reason why I'm swinging because, and when I say swinging, I'm not going to sit up here and let anyone attack him or any one of you guys for that matter, because, I heard the hurt in his voice when hearing and knowing what these people are saying about him.
Yep.
I heard, and you was up to like 3 a.m. with us. We heard the hurt and disappointed, and trying to encourage him. It's like, no, that, and only thing we did was like, hey, you be encouraged. It's like, hey, you stand your ground. You stand your ground. Don't, many people don't even care about the truth, but I know for sure. Let's just say if he decided to say, hey, get Pastor Katz to come out, let's just say tomorrow. And Pastor Katz, not Pastor Katz, but Professor Katz, give them all, confirm everything. You know what they're going to say? Well, about time he did it. He only did it because we put the pressure on him to do it.
Or they'll say that he spelled his name wrong. It's spelled.
Yeah, it's going to always be something.
Yes.
But the biggest thing is the reason why he said it is because I had to make him say it.
Yep.
And for me, when it's all said and done, that's why I said I'm not even dealing with these guys no more. That's why I don't have to talk. I made it clear I don't have to talk to none of them. I don't have to prove myself to none of them. Why? Because you're not making me do anything. I don't even want you to feel like you're making me do anything. That's what Christ said. No man takes my life. I lay it down freely. So no one can make us do anything. And I'm not going to give them the impression that they made me do anything. And for him, when I'm from Pastor Majors, I made that clear. Hey, if you do it because you choose to do it later on down the road. That's up to you. But I said, but don't do it because of the pressure. Don't do it because even when you do it, the way that many people are, especially when you're dealing with a disagreeable person versus someone you have a disagreement with. Person you have a disagreement is that, you can get over it. But a disagreeable person, no matter what you do, they're going to continue to find something to disagree with you. They'll move it to something else. And that's what we're seeing right here.
Yep. And I think everybody's mad at Berean, which is understandable. And they're saying Berean is two-faced and all that. I would say let's pray that let's just pray for Berean. Let's pray for him. Y'all know, once somebody has impacted my life, because I never take anything away from the brother, because he taught me everything that I know about YouTube. I'll never take anything from the brother. He took time to teach me how to do this. And I think that's what bothers me the most. That I think I was like, I'm like, he got really, first and foremost, Sunday seminary is no more because of her. And you got her on a panel, really? Should be a point where you just like, I'm done with them, because they don't want him for anything but his platform. So let's pray, y'all, that he sees them for who they are. And he remembers that these were the very people that was praying that my demise comes soon. Let's pray for him, because again, Boo, Faithful, Cherry, all of them. At the end of the day, if Berean makes one mistake, or says, if Berean agrees with any of us, they're going to slander him just like they did Muhammad, just like they did Nephi, talking about behaviors and patterns. So I know everybody's like, let's move on. Second Exodus. Come on, bro. You know we from Memphis. Don't do that. I had to deal with this. Because yesterday it just kind of threw me off, and I was just like, wow. And it had bothered me for a good little minute yesterday and today. And
Because you're dealing with someone's reputation, and that's biblical.
yep,
The scripture makes it clear about damaging someone's reputation.
yep,
And that's what's sad, that, you know, when I say we all say that we're teaching the scriptures, but show me one text, one verse where Christ condones this type of behavior.
but yep,
I can show you Apostle Paul doing it, but
yep,
show me what Christ has done there. When I say Apostle Paul, Galatians chapter 2, he completely disrespects the disciples.
yep,
But that's a whole nother discussion. But show me the example of Christ doing that, and I mean, just going nuts like what we see today.
correct. It's
You
just,
know,
yeah,
he said he'd go after that one. So let's just say if you feel like we're lost, then pray for us then. If you really feel like we're lost, then pray for us. If you really feel like we're lost, do like how you would do if you was out there trying to evangelize. Well, then again, I don't know. I was going to say evangelize, but man, some of the way that people evangelize nowadays, it'll pull some stuff out there. But all I'm just going to say is, if we're saying that we're supposed to be following the scriptures, following Christ,
yeah,
then we're supposed to be a reflection of who he is. We're supposed, not everyone has a Bible around them. So we're going to have to be a reflection of that Bible, of
correct,
that word. They did people, we may be the only Bible that others may see.
correct,
So what do they see? Do they see the actual word, or do they see a form of the word?
correct, correct. And that's key. It gets to a place where we should be able to say, you know what? Again, it goes back to, if he didn't have any connection to Majors, it could have been that then I'd say, okay, maybe he is, but he has a connection to Majors. And instead of blasting him online, and the people watching that wanted to devour us, watch you do it, and you devour your brother that was rocked with you, just like you always say, I rock with Majors. He rocked with you when you were by yourself.
And see, the one thing I won't take away from Brother Berean is the fact that he did make it clear that you can't lump all of us up under one. And I'm going to say that, make it clear. He did constantly bring it up to Bishop Mason and Damon Richardson and those guys, saying you can't lump them all up in
Correct.
one group.
Yep.
Whatever call our names that they were trying to call us at the time, he kept making it clear. And he got the videos. Brother Berean's got the videos to show that he made it clear that, hey, leave Majors alone. He brought my name up. Hey, they are not like what you're talking about. If they believe in the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, then what's the problem? So
Correct.
he did do that. So I'm not going to take away from that. And that's why, for me, I'm not here trying to disrespect them or anything like that. It's just that, I believe
used.
We just at a point right now
Yep.
that is just best for him to do what he's doing over there. It's best for us to do what we're doing over here. That doesn't mean that you disrespect. That doesn't mean that we got animosity towards him. I may have a bone to pick with how things have been handled, but overall, that's not going to affect the fact that, hey, he did take up for us when Bishop Mason was trying to box us in. So I'm not gonna disregard that area of what he's done. But all the other stuff, when I say the other stuff, when we're dealing with the other people, all that other stuff, that drama came from there.
Yep.
And I have no care in the world to want to have any dialogue with them from this point on. The only one I'll be open to at least talking to is Brother Beran, because he did open up. And when I say talking to, I'm not saying going on his platform. If he reached out to me, I'll talk to him over the phone. If you want to squash whatever. But outside of that, I'm where we need to be at right now is just focusing on the great work that we need to be doing, that we need to do. Like what we were talking about the other night. Man, people are nervous right now. Nobody knows what to expect. So what are we talking about? We're talking about turbulence versus the actual storm.
Oh, that's the best.
You know what I mean? Just turbulence, but we're not dealing with the actual storm that's in front of us.
Yep, something coming greater. But I mean, like I said, y'all, he may either do a live about what I said or he may call me, but I want to let him know that I'm doing this not out of disrespect, but I just pray that he opens his eyes and see that they're using him and he's allowing them to control his emotions. Because what I saw yesterday was emotional all over the place. Where I was just like, wait, hold on. So and when I say he, I mean Beran. So like I said, I will say this much, that I hate the fact that random majors ain't cool no more. Majors used to be the first one in the chat and the last one.
Yeah. I will say,
But it is what it is. Yesterday happened, but like I said, at least if your brother don't call you, call them and say, "Hey, what's going on, bro? You had my back then. Let me know what's going on, and let's talk through this together. Let's work through it together." That's how you do it,
Yeah.
But
and family, just keep praying for us, because when you are in front of everyone and you are out in the opening, you're like you receive a lot of attacks.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so we are up under a lot of attacks, and after a while, it can weigh on you from a perspective of you get tired of it, and it can make you just say forget everything. So just pray for us, and make it easier for us by you not going to those other platforms.
Yep.
And indirectly stirring some stuff up.
Yep.
Because they're looking for anything.
Yep. Just make sure your behavior is in accordance with the Bible. Because again, they looking for anything, fam. I mean, if they could find something, they're gonna bring it out. So that's why I wanted us to kind of all come together and talk and understand. It's gonna be, I'm gonna do stuff on my channel, and it's gonna be Christians and Israelites doing the same thing. I still have people, and I'm not mad at anybody. I'm gonna still have people on my channel. It's not even a thing to be upset about. But so things are coming. We're gonna do it's gonna be content out here, because for what they're doing, we coming even more with evidence, more with truth. The reason why some of us have been quiet is because not necessarily that we're trying to hide from that. We're quiet because it's gonna be a busy next couple of months with the information we have and the people that we're going to bring on different platforms. So just make sure that y'all keep y'all conduct in order. And like I said, pray that the deception is revealed. and the Most High reveals, what's going on. Because again, and keep us lifted again also, because like I said,
Hmm.
it does get exhausting. You know,
Yeah.
yesterday, this morning, I was tired. I was talking to Pastor Kelly. He was tired. Both of us was tired and sick of everything. But we had to come
Yeah.
to the realization that it's about the people and it's not about us.
Yeah.
And we got to come with the understanding that doing this attacks come. But
Yeah.
let my light shine. That's key. I got to let Sister E's light shine. Pastor Kelly got to let his light shine. Yacoba, Dante, Tayu, all of us, Black Tastic, all of us got to let our light shine, because we got to stand before and be held accountable for what we do. With that being said, you got to understand that when we're trying to talk about the gospel, talk about history, anything that they're not in agreement with, attacks are going to come. So next time y'all see them attack us, say, hey, have you reached out to have dialogue with them and do some of the research with them? Ask them that. And I bet you they're going to say no. So understand we're doing our due diligence so that what we say is not a lie. When we find information, it allows us to get closer and closer to the truth of who we are. It doesn't take anything away from the gospel, but it gives us an understanding of who we are, because we are a people that have walked around for over 400 years not knowing who we are, who we're connected to. So at this time, it's a moment to rejoice, because a people that didn't know that they were a people know that they are a people now. So but like I said, y'all, I know I don't want to stay here. I know y'all want to get into the content. Y'all ready for information. It's coming. It's coming. Just be patient. We just had to deal with this, and we're gonna try our best to stay out of the line of fire that comes from them, because it's not edifying. And but just keep us lifted, and we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. I know some of y'all mad, so stop being mad. I'm gonna try my best not to talk about this anymore. So just keep Pastor Majors in y'all's prayers as well. um he was excited that he had some information for the community, and then now that he's real excited. He was so excited to the point where he was like,
Hmm.
slow down, let's
Yeah.
look at the information. But it was all out of excitement. And now the very thing that he thought was going to be a blessing ends up being a burden.
Yeah.
And that's a lot to take in this world, because it is, these things are being consistently played over and over and over and over again. And it'll tear someone mentally, physically, and put them in a place of distress. So just let's keep Pastor Majors in our prayers. Um, and just keep all of us in our prayers, in your prayers. So that's all I'm gonna say from my side. You got anything to say, Pastor Kelly?
Well, appreciated, Sister E, for bringing me on to give clarity, to the people, because I believe it's going to help those that really desire to know what's what, what's the truth. And just by you laying out the initial things that you laid out to show that from the very beginning, the issue was never us. The issue started with them, and even showing I don't like to say receipts, but showing you know what I mean, just giving validation with the text messages and everything that you shared. But I appreciate you using this platform to try to, um, ease, the situation, and hopefully, uh, someone from there may pay attention to what's going on, and try to mitigate it over there. And so, with that being said, I really appreciate you doing that.
Oh, no problem.
And again, for everyone that's watching, let's be who we're called to be. Let's be the example that we're called to be. Let's stop. I'm not going to say stop. Let's not be instigators that keep things going.
Yep.
Because sometimes, like even when I think about King Saul, when you read the story about him and King David, Saul got mad when he heard the people singing.
Yep.
It wasn't even the mad at David. It's how the people were singing. Like, he coming home from victory. Goliath is dead, and they won the war and all of that. And they start singing songs like, well, Saul killed thousands. David killed 10,000. So sometimes people, you can indirectly instigate without knowing that you're instigating. So just stay clear. Let's focus on the bigger picture, and let's encourage each other, and let's make sure that we're taking care of one another, because we got brothers and sisters that are struggling right now. And let's come together and come up with a strategy to meet the needs of some of our brothers and sisters that need food on their table right now.
Correct. And again, family, they are going to come out with another video behind this, because we already know how Abu works, how Faithful works, how vocab works, Cheerio works. We already know the behavior and the patterns. Like I said, pay attention to patterns. Let's break their pattern. Let's stop responding. Let's stop looking at the videos. And let them do what they're going to do. And we continue in the truth. And I will say this much. Let's make sure that we are a light. Let's walk in love. Let's get out of these chats and insulting people and talking about people. Let's stop doing that. You know, it gets to a point that we got to walk away and just say, we'll be about the work, you know. But I will say, just make sure your conduct is in order. But when you see these videos, don't respond, because we're not responding. When you see them slander us, and they're going to attack this. I already know Abu is sitting and he's waiting, and he's going to attack it, and he's going to play as if he was an innocent person in the midst of it. But I will say this, family, go back to the beginning. Who did what? Who was the first one to swing first? It wasn't us, it was him. So with that being said, family, I just want to tell y'all, just keep y'all's head up. You know, like I said, keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's keep going. We got, like I said, great content coming. Just be ready for more information, and let's not get distracted by the noise. Anything you want to say, Pastor Kelly, before we go?
You pretty much summed it up. Really, again, I really appreciate the dialogue, and really want to use this to squash everything, so we can just move forward with some additional things that you have planned out, and that we have planned out on We Woke. Even though I'm still taking a little break. I'm still going to be uploading stuff, but just take a little break just to regroup. But I'm still going to upload lectures and stuff like that, just so that way the people get edified. Just getting back to certain things that I was doing from the beginning, because a lot of this stuff is just a distraction.
Correct.
And so let's not be distracted. And I just did want to encourage the people on another note: be watchful of what's going on right now, people. Let's not be totally focused on this stuff, because the bigger issue that's out there is we have insurrection that took place. We have a civil war right in our face. We have where as though many of us can put ourselves in danger being on the highway, right? That's why Sister E's still down in Tennessee. I'm just saying, let's not allow ourselves to be distracted. I wish I had the image that I could show. It's like a 20-second clip. You had two deers fighting each other, going at it, not even knowing that there's a lion in the back easing up on them.
Yep.
So they got so busy fighting with each other, and a bigger threat was coming at them.
Correct.
And the end results, they died. They got killed.
Correct.
So let's not get caught up in this right here, and we miss out on an even bigger threat. Correct. Be mindful, women, if you have to be out and about in terms of putting gas in your car, do it at a place where there's a lot of traffic there, and try to do it when it's very lit outside. Do it during the day if you can, lunchtime. If you got to go to the supermarket, groceries, do that during the time where there's a lot of people in an area where there's a lot of people, and it's a well-lit area. So just be careful out on the roads, because it's a lot of crazy stuff out there.
And I will say, if you're going to do something, do it in an area that's diverse with diverse people. I saw the lady in LA, and she was running in a neighborhood that was, I think it was a predominantly white neighborhood, where you had Trump supporters, and they attacked her. So I almost hate to say, I ain't gonna say I hate to say, I try to stay in the midst of people that are diverse. You get what I'm saying? And I'm saying it in the nicest way, because they're steering it as if we are the problem. That's why they keep saying BLM, Black Lives Matter. I don't agree with the movement, but I understand the sentiment of the movement.
Yeah.
So understand that they're using us as a means to cause them to fight. So I will say that, just try to make sure you're, in a diverse environment. That's all I gotta say. And just keep us all lifted. I wish I could just go home, but it's just so scary right now. So you gotta have wisdom in the midst of this. I don't fear man, but you got to have wisdom. So with that being said, family, like I said, love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay out of these chats, arguing with these people. If it comes out with a video, let it go. And let's just keep it moving and keep being a light to the nations. And I will let y'all go because I know it's been 2 hours we've been doing this. So, but thank y'all for y'all support. Continually support us, and we're gonna look forward to this year of the great information that's gonna come out of this. So, all right. Also, he said all these curses. That's what Pastor Johnson said. I was like 400 years, and I'm just joking, y'all. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Love y'all.
Peace and blessings, Pastor Johnson.
Yeah, peace and blessings, Pastor Johnson. All right, y'all.